I really love The Witcher. Not the show itself, I don't watch it, but I really love the lore behind it, the rich and diverse history that actually created The Witcher. You see, this is a Netflix show, and whenever Netflix creates something, they need to crack open the 23andMe test and start genetically testing the actors to enrich the show, to add their contribution to the great work of art. So, when it's about writing a story that took place in a fantasy version of medieval Poland, they were disgusted, they were appalled about the lack of diversity. It's like, oh, too many white people in Europe during the medieval ages. We don't like that. So they do as Netflix does, and they casted a black Ciri initially. But then I assume someone told them about the implications of this. You see, Ciri is the daughter of the Nilfgaardian emperor, and as such, that would mean that the emperor himself is black. So now you have the main antagonist of the show, the conquerors, the Chad colonizers, being black. And all of a sudden, everyone at Netflix probably clutched their pearls and they went like, oh my god, we can't have that. Oh, we like diversity, but not like that. Oh my god, the Nilfgaardian Empire actually has slavery and they're misogynistic. Oh, no, we can't have that. So they backpedaled on their decision. I was laughing my ass off when this was happening because it showed yet again that the message, as Critical Drinker likes to put it, is more important than the actual lore. And they're not really about diversity. No, it's only when it's a positive character. When it's a negative force, they can't have any negative traits assigned to diversity. They basically tied themselves up into this pretzel by themselves. No one forced them to. But what this signaled to me at the time is that they don't know the story and the lore. Like, they embarrassed themselves. They went, okay, Ciri is a popular character. Let's make her diverse to outrage the fans. That's probably what they went with. And then they're like, oh my god, wait, there's implications of this. There's consequences. We can't have that. So they race-swapped other characters. Whatever. To me, this, again, symbolized the fact that the people in charge of the story don't really know the story. So I was a little bit surprised and taken aback when I noticed that The Witcher is actually popular. I'm like, what on earth? I mean, it's very woke. What happened? So I watched a couple of episodes and I was like, okay, now I know. What happened was that Henry Cavil is actually a very good actor and he is single-handedly managing to carry that show. Like, his acting skills are so good, they're so on point, and his delivery is so great that he is the one that is carrying that dumpster fire of a show. Fight me on this. Change my mind. I do not think you can. Like, if you take Henry Cavill away from this, you will not manage to have a popular TV show. But not only that, now news is coming out that he actually is able to inspire the direction of the show. And he does have a lot of respect when it comes to his opinions. You see, Henry Cavill is a legitimate geek. The man plays Warhammer 40k. He really likes that hobby. The man is a gamer. He has defended gamers in an interview where you had an evil journalist going, aren't gamers racist and sexist and misogynistic?
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
So you can see that the man actually puts heart and soul into the hobby. And he's also a fan of The Witcher. He read the books. He played the game. So as such, he actually understands a lot of things. And this is coming out right now. And it just shows just how important he is to that show, how much he is contributing. So a little bit of spoilers alert. Roach dies. Roach is the horse that the Witcher is riding on. And a lot of people are also attached to that horse because when you play the video game, you actually get to have the horse. And it's a big part of the gameplay mechanic and people get attached to it. So when the horse died, the instinct from the quote-unquote Marvel level writers, and I'm not talking about Marvel the movies, I'm talking about Marvel the comic books, was to have a bit of a meta comedy. So just so you can understand how out of touch the writers are, like you have an emotional moment, and instead of capitalizing on that, you're actually trying to make it so that you get a one punchline. You get a nice joke. Hee hee hee, ha ha ha. It's like, dude, the horse died. Like you can actually use that to make people feel something. Like get them to experience a roller coaster of emotion. Don't just throw a joke in it. So Henry Cavill noticed it and said, you know what? This would actually be a really good scene for a heartfelt moment. So the writer, Henry, caved, and she says this actually was the right call. Henry was so unhappy with the line, and he said, you know what? You come up with something. I trust you. You know this material so well. You know the book so well. You don't even have to pitch it to me. So she actually did the right thing. She realized, okay, this guy actually knows the books better than I do, knows the story better than I do, is more passionate about the story. You write it. So what he does is he comes up with a beautiful speech. That's the end of the Sword of Destiny when Geralt is facing death. And it's such a pitch perfect moment that everyone watching the episode enjoy it. This is what happens when you put an actual fan to actually write things for the fans. This is what happens. You actually get something good. All the wokeness and all the bullshit can't ruin when you actually get something that is written good. So everyone is now applauding. Everyone is happy with it. Why can't you have more of this, Netflix? Why can't you put people in charge to write your shows that actually love the shows? And then you can have your diversity and the message as well, okay? You can have your message, but put people that actually love and enjoy the show, who understand the franchise, to write the franchise. Can we do that? Can we have that? Please. Please, Netflix. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it a lot, there's an e-begging link into the comment section, and you can help support the channel. And for the rest of you, I'll catch you in the comment section, and let me know what you think. Take care.